Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Um, I know I haven't dropped in a while, and I hope everybody's good. I hope everybody's nice and whatever. I realized YouTube is actually harder than I thought, like to be consistent, and because I'm in a stage in life where I'm still trying to learn certain things. I'm still 21. I turned 21 last month. So yeah, I still have a profession that I feel like I need to master. So that's the level I'm in. So I want to sort of find a way to be more consistent, and I think using my phone to make videos on the go will just make that quicker instead of me setting up a camera, writing a script. I'll just write things, or I'll just say things as they come, and hopefully that would help me build momentum to be more consistent. But yeah, let's talk about Liverpool ruining Isak. So I was having a conversation with my friend yesterday after I heard the Isak news, and I thought it was incredibly interesting. Isak reportedly said he wants to leave. He wants to leave Newcastle. But it's not just about Isak wanting to leave Newcastle, which I find incredibly interesting. I feel like this Isak thing is sort of out of jealousy, because I feel like he didn't want to go. Like, he wasn't set on going. I feel like he still wanted to see what was out there and explore his options. Sorry, I'm just waking up, by the way. You can tell by my eyes, I'm still very tired. But I have things to do today, so life of an adult. But anyways, he didn't necessarily want to leave. But upon seeing their transfer window, I think he has been very underwhelmed, and that has sort of made his mind up for him. I think this is a player that really likes Newcastle. I think he feels comfortable there. He's happy they took a punt on him, and he has developed massively under Eddie Howe. But like Eddie Howe said in his interview, a player's career is only a certain length, and you can't blame him for that. Now, when I say I think this is a thing of jealousy, I think upon all the things that have happened leading to this moment where he said, I'm sorry if you can hear background noise, so sorry, but everything that's happened leading to this moment where Isak finally said, I want to leave, I think has gotten to him, in the sense that I feel like he was looking at that Eketike deal probably on social media, and he was thinking, yeah, they should have been me, and I'm here in Newcastle, and the only person we brought in is Elanga. Last year I don't think they signed anybody. A lot of people left, right, center have been rejecting them, and this is a funny situation, because it's not just about that. Brother, if you knew you wanted to leave, you should have said something since, and Newcastle would have sold you. Now, the situation Newcastle are in is tricky, because now everybody knows Isak wants to leave. But it's not just about Isak wanting to leave. It's also about the ripple effect of Isak wanting to leave. So Isak wants to leave. Fine. I respect it. You can go. How much is the club going to be able to get for Isak now that everybody publicly knows that Isak wants to leave? One. Secondly, from what I've seen, a lot of the players that they've been going for in the Premier League, they're going for really good players, and I respect that. Newcastle scouts have been very good. If you check a lot of their transfers, they've not really done transfers in a while, and they've still managed to finish in the top four, which is quite impressive. But if you check a lot of their transfers, they have been doing very well. So it's understandable for somebody to want to imitate that, and it's natural that players that they're going for, other big clubs will be going for. So they've been missing out on these players. And the players that they've gone for in the Prem have been rejecting them for other big clubs. So now they have to go to Europe to find players. But now you go to Europe to find players. Everybody knows Isak wants to leave. Everybody knows you're going to sell him because he has, 2-3 years on his contract? And he wants to leave. He has done very good for your club. So you're right. You do right by him as well. And he's not going to sign a new contract because you can't offer him the wages he wants to offer because of PSR and what else. But now everybody knows you people need players, which takes the price for the players to Newcastle higher, which I think is very stupid because, like I said, if you knew you wanted to leave before, then tell us and we would have sold you and we would have gotten negotiated deals, brought you in or brought them in, then sold you. But now we're in a situation where everybody knows we're desperate. And because we're desperate, it's just business. It's just business. It's nothing personal. Because everybody knows you're desperate, the prices go up. And, oh my God. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but once again, I'm sorry. Because everybody knows you're desperate, the prices go up. And it's like, yeah, Sheshko might have been £50 million or something. And now he's £70 million because Newcastle are going to lose Isak and they need another player. And it's not just about even the hiking of the prices. I think that even though, like, a lot of people were having this debate that is Isak that good that if they lose Isak, they become less of a team? I think we should use Liverpool or Tottenham, for instance, or Grealish, Villa. A lot of these teams, when they lost their best players, they were able to spread the money around. I think Liverpool got Van Dijk and Alisson, I believe. I think so. Villa, I don't even know who they got. Signed a lot of people. Then Spurs, I think we got Van de Ven, we got Madison. Yeah, I think so. So yeah, there's that. Like, I feel like a lot of people were having this debate about them becoming a better team even though they've lost their best player. And I think that that's something that they could have done because you're in a situation where you have to sell to buy. Like, I'm managing United in my football manager career, and I just won my first trophy after FM24, which means it starts in 2023, so 4 years. And why? That's because I had to be selling my best players because United's financial situation was absolutely horrible. So I had to be selling all of them because of their high wages. And I had to sign some players who I thought were good players on a free, but they were of a higher range and I wanted younger players that I could develop and mold my own way. But then I signed them on a free, and because they're very good players and we're United, we have that draw, I sell them for millions just to help balance the books. And I think you have to be smart when it comes to transfers. And I think that Newcastle haven't necessarily been smart in this situation. And I hope it doesn't come back to bite them. I'm excited to see how this goes because it opens a whole can of worms when Liverpool could possibly be having a front three of Wirtz, Isak, and Salah. Or even scarier, Rodrigo, Isak, Salah, Wirtz. But then that brings into the question, who is going to drop for midfield? And is that person going to be unsettled? Is a World Cup here coming up? Is it going to be Szoboszlai? Is it going to be Gravenberch? Is it going to be McAllister? And there's a World Cup here coming up. And it opens a whole kind of worms. But I think that Liverpool have really done one on Isak here. And I also think that if Liverpool didn't have the money, because I've been having this conversation with my friend, Liverpool do have the money. If Liverpool didn't have the money, they wouldn't be able to tell Isak to say he wants to leave, which means they do. And Jota, by the way, may so rest in peace, but may so rest in peace, not but. Sorry. Now, a different thing entirely, not but. Let me not make it sound like that's unimportant. I respect. I'm so sorry about that. But Ekitike, the signing now you can say is to fill in the gap of Jota, not replace. Nobody's ever going to replace him. His number is sealed, done. So yeah, Ekitike. Then we have Nunez for Isak. And then we have possibly Diaz for maybe Rodrigo. That's who we're hearing about right now. And this is very alarming. And I will explain the good side and the bad side of this Liverpool thing. And I've gone for Newcastle to Liverpool now. Yes. I tend to go on tangents. But anyways, it's very alarming because if you guys remember, under Klopp, under Annie, Liverpool have always been able to challenge for the league. I think even last season when Klopp's last season when they were going for the quad, they only bottled it because their attackers started shooting blanks, including Salah. And I think for most of that season, they were reliant on Salah. So it was a real issue when he stopped scoring and nobody else could score. Darwin can't hit a band door. Preseason will tell you different, but yeah. And they've always had a good side, but it's just that their attackers, while very scary, can't necessarily finish or couldn't necessarily finish. And it's very interesting because now they're bringing in people that can put the ball at the back of the net, which makes them an even scarier team on paper. But yes, football isn't played on paper. So, by the way, in my football manager career, I won the Champions League. I won the Champions League. Who did I beat? PSG. And I beat Madrid in the semis. By the way, just saying. But anyways, as I was saying, but then the other side is these guys have made a lot of signings or will be making a lot of signings. They're making Kirkesh, they're making Frimpong, they might sign a centre back, Verts, especially in the front line, Verts, Isak, Ekitike, possibly Rodrigo. That's a lot of signings. And it's also about them gelling as well. Because players take time to adapt, new city, not necessarily new culture, maybe. Because I know here in Nigeria, the culture is different from state to state. But I think that's city to city. I don't necessarily know how England works, even when I've been there before. So I don't even know. I think these are different cities, not states. I believe they're different cities. Yeah, I think they're. Are they states? Or they're states? I don't even know. But whatever. If they're states, maybe the culture is different from state to state. Or maybe city to city. If it's state, then it's a different culture entirely. So there's that. And new environment, new house, new everything. You have to adapt. And would these players take time to adapt? But then there's also the argument that they're very good players. They're players of the highest caliber, so they shouldn't have a problem adapting. So I think it's interesting, and I think it's going to be very exciting to see how all this unfolds. I will be there for it all. I've been following football and I've been chatting football, just not on my YouTube channel. I've been talking to my friend actually, but the mentor's trying to pick up my camera, and which is why sometimes I do it on my laptop with my Mac here, because before I used to use my HP and then I film it and then I edit it on my HP, but then I started using my Mac and then I just realized the whole process was exhausting, which is why the video quality came down, and I just found it very exhausting having to pick a camera, set up lights, set up this, set up that, and make a video and edit it and then upload it, and I was just like, bruh, really. So yeah, I think this would be best for me to make videos on demand. Yes. So yes, What do you guys think about everything I've said? If you're new here, please leave a like, please subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time on Uploading Narratives. Have a lovely day, my beautiful people. Take care.